Hey guys, it's Jenna. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are just going to sit and chat and I'm going to tell you what I've been up to for the last 2 years. I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was that long, I guess. Life kind of just happened. So long story short, we moved from Germany to Oklahoma. That was a kind of metaphor or foreshadowing, if you will, of my life just kind of crumbling. It's not that bad. It's never that bad, okay? Everything's fine. But the move was a bit of a disaster and it was rough. And for those of you who saw the video of what was going on when we moved, whew, so shortly after that, I continued to homeschool my daughter for her last year of preschool. That year, my husband got deployed. We picked out a house before he left. I moved by myself after he left into the house that we picked out because we wanted to move into a different school district. The school that we had been told originally was great when we first got here ended up being not great. So we moved into a smaller house, like an even much smaller house, for her to go to a better school. And we've been kind of crammed into the space ever since. So my goal, finally, after being in this house for 2 years, is to downsize as much as possible of stuff. That's kind of what I've been up to. Let's see, we went from homeschooling, she went to public school, obviously. That's what the move was for kindergarten and first grade. We had some bullying issues, but the school was amazing. In fact, I loved her district and her school so much that I started substitute teaching for the district, and then I eventually became the Title I tutor at her elementary school specifically. I also started working, there's a cop that's just driving by our house, they do, and the UPS person is here, which means my dog may or may not start barking. Anyway, squirrel. So I also started working at the chapel on base as the early childhood ministries coordinator. So I've been working with like Vacation Bible School and lots of other fun events and things. I think they're going to my neighbors, but you're going to hear my dog bark and I'm sorry. Anyway, so yeah, we've had a lot going on and I had basically 4 jobs. I have my own business as well. Not that I've been active in that. I have not really relaunched it since I've been here. But I still consider it work because people do ask me to do like fundraisers and donate stuff and that kind of thing through that business, which I do. I do that. So I technically have 4 jobs. And when 2020 hit and everything kind of went down, we also found out around the same time as we were going virtual through the public system for her schooling that my daughter also has some health issues that makes her severe high risk. So her doctor said she can't go back to school, which was fine because I've been wanting to homeschool again anyway. I mean, I was trying to get my teaching certificate and license while we were in Oklahoma that would allow me to continue to be a teacher when we moved. Because that's not what my degree is in. My master's is in applied psychology. I'm a drug and alcohol counselor by trade. I went back to school to be a professional photographer as well. You know, it's not exactly but I've always been fascinated with being an educator. And teaching was one of those things that I was like, well, if I didn't get my degree in this, it would have been teaching. So I kind of got to get into that and I loved it, but you know, life happened and we're homeschooling now and it's amazing. It's so good to be back. I'm a homeschool mama at heart, but I do miss our elementary school and I miss our teachers. We have such an amazing school and, but you know, this is life. And if she never goes back to a public school and I homeschool for the rest of her life, I'm okay with that. So we've been really happy with homeschooling. Of course, there's good days and bad days, but you know, or challenging days. I don't want to say bad, but that's normal and that's okay. So let's see, what else has happened? Well, since that happened, I had to quit those 2 positions. So I went down from 4 jobs to 2, one of which is pretty much non-existent if you recall, because I haven't really started my business back up. So I haven't really been doing anything with that at all. So I'm mainly working at the base chapel. And thankfully they have been able to increase my hours. So that has been very helpful as far as paychecks and life stuff, you know. I've been blessed, and I'm very thankful for that. We lost our dog of 17 years. I'm sure you remember Roscoe. He has passed. Bless him. He will always be here in our hearts. We have rescued a new dog, and she's been with us now for a while. And so she was a puppy when we got her. Not a puppy, but she wasn't quite a year old yet. So she had a lot of training to be done. And she was a rescue dog, so she had some habits that needed to be, you know, helped and whatnot. Like she used to gobble her food when we first, like she would just inhale. And we had to kind of teach her, you know, take your time. There's no other competition here. Like, you're an only pet. Although not quite. My daughter has also gotten a fish. My in-laws loved them so much. Asked first, of course, and then sent her for her birthday a fish tank, which was awesome. I used to keep fish in college, so I'm not a stranger to fish keeping, but it's been a while. I won't say how long. It's just been a while. So that happened, and for Christmas we upgraded the fish's tank to a larger tank because the one we originally got, although it was a beautiful setup, it was very small just for the one fish. And so it was kind of the minimum gallon requirement for, we got beta or beta. I know everyone says beta. I say beta, hate me later. Anyway, but you know, the minimum is like a 3.5 to 5 gallon, and I wanted to upgrade so to make sure that it had, you know, what it needed, what he needed. It's a he. I would keep calling her a she, but it's a he. Our beta's a he. Our dog's a she. It's been weird because I've had like male pets like forever, and then we got a female dog and it's thrown me off. Anyways, nothing wrong with it. Just, it's been nuts. So yeah, that's kind of been it. There's been not a lot of travel. We still hike in geocache. I'll take you out on that. Kind of talked about that. I went through some personal stuff. I was kind of out for the count for about a year. But you know, everything's good and I'm feeling amazing. In fact, I'm getting ready to start a Bible study here next week after next. I'm doing some devotionals with some friends. I've been doing Harry Potter videos, which makes me so happy. I love Harry Potter. I've been reading again, which is something that I have let go for a long time, but I'm a big book person. I love to read. It's always been my thing since I could read. And so it's been good to get back to that. I've not had the time, or set aside the time, I should say, to do that. And that's been great. So I've been going through as many books as I can, series that I've been wanting to read or reread, and that's been amazing. So anyways, we have, now my neighbor is walking by and my dog is barking at her again. I'm sorry. So yeah, I will get back into the vlogging. We will get some videos out. If you guys have any questions, I can do a Q&A. Put them in the comments down below, and I will definitely, like, you know, take those into consideration when I do my next video. That's just a talk. But I didn't want this to last too long, so I hope you guys are having a great week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.